You're looking ahead to retirement and you've done your financial planning, but have you done your health care planning to make sure that you maximize your Medicare benefits? Mike Bentley, the Vice President of Group Benefits at Brooks and Stafford, is here to give us the benefit of his expertise on benefits.
Great to be with you.
Well, great to have you. So, is it really that complicated to get your Medicare benefits?
Well, the key question is knowing, when am I eligible for Medicare? Many people today are offered severance packages, or they decide to take an early retirement, which actually leaves a gap of them leaving their group policy and actually being eligible for Medicare. A recent survey was done of baby boomers,
okay,
and the question was asked, do you know when you are eligible for Medicare? Only 36% knew that the correct age was 65.
That's pretty horrible, since all the baby boomers were reaching age 65 here pretty soon.
Correct. So the problem is, if you decide you're going to retire at 60, you may have the false assumption that because you could take an early Social Security at age 62, you're going to be eligible for Medicare at 62.
That's true, that's true. So you got
Right.
some problems to worry about. So what are the options?
Well, one, you could delay your retirement. This is especially important to consider if you have a spouse that's many years younger than you. So you might be approaching Medicare age, but maybe your spouse is 5 years younger than you. What are you going to do about his or her coverage? You could delay your retirement. Secondly, you may take COBRA. COBRA is typically available for those who've come off of large group plans, but it's only available for 18 months.
So you've got to plan ahead for if there's any gaps that are going to happen.
And then you could shop for an individual plan, but it could be very pricey, or we have to deal with the issue of pre-existing conditions. Maybe you have a health condition which is going to prevent you getting individual coverage.
Okay, well, I thought there's this big health care reform package last year that they did away with those restrictions on pre-existing conditions. Why couldn't you?
It's a false assumption that pre-existing conditions are eliminated on individual plans. That will not take effect until 2014. So we have a time period that someone may use up all of their COBRA, still be short of Medicare age of 65, and fall in a gap there where they don't qualify for an individual plan.
Ooh, that could be a real problem.
Exactly.
Especially as you age and health care issues become bigger and bigger. So what, if people need this insurance, maybe have a pre-existing condition, or they don't want to, spend huge amounts of money for the insurance, what can they do?
Well, there are a couple of options. In Ohio, I've always told my clients it's not an issue of insurability, it's affordability. Ohio has what's called a HIPPA plan. And this is a very basic health plan that's available, but it's very, very pricey. We also have, as a result of the recent health care reform law, what is called a high-risk pool. However, in the state of Ohio, you must go without coverage for 6 months before you become eligible.
Can't be a problem. But how do you apply for that if somebody needs to go that route?
Great question. OhioHealthRiskPool.com. OhioHealthRiskPool.com, or you can contact me at my office. We'll send you out a kit.
Okay. Well, it sounds like this is confusing. So, who do you go to for help?
Well, you could contact your local broker or consultant. It's very important to spend a lot of time preparing for your health care cost in retirement, as well as your financial income stream. Fidelity Investments every year does a survey or does a study which calculates the cost of health care for a couple age 65 retiring. And the latest study has shown that it's going to be $230,000 for a couple turning 65 to cover their health care costs during retirement.
Big number, good advice to try to cover that number here. So, finding and paying for health care coverage can be challenging and frustrating. And if you're thinking about retiring early, it's even more important to know what you're getting into. My thanks to Mike Bentley for opting to be here today to share some health care coverage options.
To learn more, call the Brooks and Stafford Company at 216-696-3000 or click to www.brooks-stafford.com. Next, a picture-perfect retirement.